What happens when a candid movie star sits down for what seems like a routine interview, only for a conversation about fame, criticism, and public expectations to turn unexpectedly tense? Make sure to subscribe to the Star Talks and like and comment for more talk show coverage. Whoopee, we're back, and joining us today is the incredibly talented Anya Taylor-Joy. You know her from some of the biggest projects of the last few years, and now she's here to talk about her latest film. Welcome back. Anya, thank you for having me. It's lovely to be here. Sunny, we were just saying backstage that every time you come on, you somehow look completely different. Anya, that's the fun part of the job. I get to play dress up professionally. Audience, applause and laughter. Alyssa, do you ever get tired of constantly reinventing yourself? Anya, honestly no. I think people assume actors are searching for one version of themselves, but I've found the opposite to be true. Every character teaches you something different. Joy, but doesn't that get exhausting? I mean, you're everywhere these days. Films, magazine covers, fashion campaigns. At some point, don't you worry about overexposure? Audience, mixed reaction. Anya, that's an interesting question. Whoopee, Joy doesn't believe anyone should work too hard. Joy, that's not what I said. Audience, laughter. Joy, I'm serious. We've seen this happen before. Someone becomes the hottest person in Hollywood. They're suddenly on every screen, and then audiences get tired of them. Anya, I think audiences are smarter than we sometimes give them credit for. Joy, maybe. But fame moves fast now. One day everyone's obsessed with you, and the next day they've moved on. Anya, that's true. Which is why I've learned not to chase attention. Sunny, how do you do that when your career puts you right in the center of it? Anya, I remind myself that my job is to do meaningful work, not to manage everyone's opinion of me. Audience, applause. Joy, easier said than done. Anya, absolutely. I didn't say I was perfect at it. Whoopee. That's probably the healthiest answer anybody's ever given at this table. Joy, but here's where I push back. Actors today talk a lot about protecting their peace, setting boundaries, stepping away from social media. Yet your entire industry depends on publicity. Anya, those things can exist together. Joy, can they? Anya, I think so. You can promote your work without giving away every piece of yourself. Audience, applause. Sarah, that's a conversation a lot of people are having, not just celebrities. Anya, exactly. We all navigate it now. Everyone has some level of public life online. Joy, except me. Whoopee. That's because you still think half the internet is a phase. Audience, laughter. Joy. I'm old enough to remember when privacy wasn't considered suspicious. Anya. I don't think privacy is suspicious at all. Joy. Then why do fans get upset when celebrities don't share more? Anya. Because we've created an environment where access feels normal. People can know what you had for breakfast, where you're traveling, who you're dating. Sunny. And if you don't share those things, people start making assumptions. Anya, exactly. Joy, but fame comes with trade-offs. Anya, it does. I accept that. What I don't accept is the idea that being recognizable means you stop being human. Audience, applause grows louder. Whoopee, fair point. Joy, nobody said you stop being human. Anya, no, but sometimes the conversation around public figures forgets that. Joy, or maybe celebrities forget that criticism is part of the deal. A brief silence settles over the table. Anya smiles politely, but her expression shifts slightly. Anya, criticism is absolutely part of the deal. Constructive criticism is valuable. But there's a difference between discussing someone's work and treating them like a product people own. Audience, applause. Sunny, that's a strong distinction. Joy, but isn't public interest the reason actors become successful? Anya, public interest supports the work, yes. Ownership is something different. Whoopee, I think that's where things get complicated now. Sarah, because fans feel connected. Anya, and I'm grateful for that connection. Truly. But connection should still include respect. Joy, respect goes both ways though. Anya, I agree. Joy, so when actors say they want privacy while also promoting projects nonstop, some viewers hear mixed messages. Anya, I understand that perspective. I really do. She pauses, choosing her words carefully. Anya, but wanting people to watch your work isn't the same thing as inviting judgment about every aspect of your personal life. Audience, applause. Whoopee, we're going to take a quick break because I have a feeling this conversation is just getting started. Joy, oh, I'm not done. Anya, neither am I. Audience, cheers and excited laughter. Whoopee, we'll be right back. Audience, applause as the show returns from commercial break. Whoopee, we're back with Anya Taylor-Joy, and before the break, Joy and Anya were having a pretty interesting conversation about fame, privacy, and what the public expects from celebrities. Joy, see, now everyone thinks I'm the villain. Audience, laughter. Anya, I don't think you're the villain. Joy, that's good to hear. Anya, I think you're asking questions that a lot of people genuinely have. Joy, exactly. Because sometimes it feels like celebrities want all the benefits of fame without any of the downsides. Sunny, that's not unique to celebrities, though. Most people want the good parts of their jobs without the difficult parts. Joy, sure, but most people aren't earning millions of dollars because people pay attention to them. Audience, mixed reactions. Anya, that's fair. I understand why people feel that way. Joy, so where's the line? Anya, for me, the line is between my work and my personal life. Joy, but who decides where that line is? Anya, I do. Joy, that's convenient. Audience, audible murmurs. Whoopee, all right, let's unpack that. Anya, it's not about convenience. It's about consent. The audience quiets. Anya, I chose to be an actor. I chose to tell stories and participate in interviews like this one. I didn't choose to have strangers debate my relationships, my family, or whether I'm worthy of basic kindness. Audience applause. Sarah, I think a lot of viewers can relate to that, even outside of entertainment. Anya, exactly. We all deserve some space that belongs only to us. Joy, but if you don't want people interested in your personal life, why attend premieres, fashion events, magazine shoots? Anya, because those things are connected to my work. Joy, are they? Anya, yes. Films don't succeed in a vacuum anymore. Sunny, that's true across the entire industry now. Anya, years ago, actors could disappear between projects. Today, visibility is part of the job description. Joy, so you're saying the system is broken. Anya, I'm saying the expectations keep changing faster than people can adapt. Audience applause. Whoopee, that's probably true for all of us. Alyssa, social media changed everything. Anya, completely. Joy, you know what bothers me? Every generation thinks they have it harder. Audience laughter. Anya, I don't think it's harder. I think it's different. Joy, fair enough. Anya, I look at actors from previous generations with enormous respect. But they weren't waking up to thousands of opinions before breakfast. Sunny, that's true. Anya, imagine making a creative choice at work and immediately seeing millions of people dissecting it in real time. Joy, I don't have to imagine. I sit at this table every day. Audience, loud laughter and applause. Anya, that's a good point. Whoopee, trust me, we all hear about it. Joy, which is why I sometimes struggle with the idea that public criticism is uniquely difficult for celebrities. Anya, I don't think it's unique. Joy, then what is it? Anya, the scale. Audience applause. Anya, if someone criticizes my performance, that's completely fair. But when criticism becomes personal, relentless, and impossible to escape, it affects people. Joy, does reading comments ever help? Anya, rarely. Sarah, I stopped reading comments years ago. Whoopee, smart woman. Anya, the difficult part is that negative opinions tend to travel faster than thoughtful ones. Sunny, negativity gets attention. Anya, exactly. And attention has become its own currency. Joy, so what should audiences do? Stop having opinions? Anya, not at all. Joy, because sometimes it feels like celebrities want applause but not accountability. Anya leans forward slightly. Anya, accountability matters. But accountability and access are not the same thing. The audience responds with a wave of applause. Anya, you can hold public figures accountable for their words, their actions, and their work without expecting unlimited access to their private lives. Sunny, that's an important distinction. Joy, but fans are the reason careers exist. Anya, absolutely. And I'm grateful for that every single day. Joy, yet some celebrities seem annoyed by the very people who support them. Anya, I can only speak for myself. Joy, okay. Anya, I love meeting people who connect with my work. Those conversations mean everything to me. She pauses for a moment. Anya, but admiration shouldn't erase boundaries. Audience applause. Whoopee, you know what I think? We've confused familiarity with entitlement. Audience cheers. Joy, that's a good line. Whoopee, it's true. Seeing someone on your screen every day doesn't mean you know them. Anya nods. Anya, exactly. Joy, I still think public figures need thicker skin. Anya smiles. Anya, maybe. Joy, you disagree? Anya, I think vulnerability and resilience can exist at the same time. Audience applause. Joy, explain that. Anya, you can be strong enough to handle criticism while still admitting that words affect you. Sunny, that's just being human. Anya, right. Joy, so you're saying the expectation should be realism instead of perfection. Anya, that's exactly what I'm saying. For the first time since the conversation began, Joy pauses and nods thoughtfully. Joy, I can respect that. Audience applause. Whoopee, look at this. Progress on live television. Audience laughter. Joy, don't get used to it. Anya, I wouldn't dream of it. Audience, laughter and applause. Whoopee, we're going to keep this conversation going because there's another side to this we haven't touched yet. The pressure young women in Hollywood face to be everything to everyone. Anya's expression becomes more serious. Anya, that's a conversation worth having. Audience, applause as the segment continues. Audience, applause settles as the conversation resumes. Whoopee, before the break, we started talking about the expectations placed on public figures, especially women in entertainment. Sunny, and it feels like those expectations are impossible to meet. Anya, they often are. Joy, but unrealistic expectations aren't exactly new. Anya, no, they're not. What's changed is the volume. Sarah, and the speed. Anya, exactly. There's very little room to grow or make mistakes publicly anymore. Joy, I hear that, but every profession comes with pressure. Anya, of course. Joy, teachers are under pressure. Parents are under pressure. People working multiple jobs are under pressure. Anya, absolutely. Joy, so sometimes viewers at home hear celebrities talk about stress and think, welcome to the club. Audience, mixed reactions. Anya nods before answering. Anya, I understand that response completely. Joy, you do? Anya, yes. Because everyone is carrying something difficult right now. Sunny, that's true. Anya, the point isn't that actors have it harder. It's that no one benefits when we compete over who has it worse. Audience applause. Whoopee, that's a good way to put it. Joy, but people also struggle to relate to lives that seem glamorous. Anya, and I understand why. Joy, do you? Anya, I do. I know how fortunate I am. I get to do work that I love, and I never take that for granted. She pauses briefly. Anya, gratitude and honesty can exist together. Audience applause. Anya, I can recognize my privilege while also acknowledging that being constantly evaluated by millions of people has challenges. Joy, here's where I get skeptical. Audience, quiet laughter. Joy, it sometimes feels like celebrities want empathy without perspective. Anya, what do you mean? Joy, I mean, if someone online says they don't like your movie, is that really something to lose sleep over? Anya, a movie review? No. Joy, okay. Anya, but when criticism shifts from the work to your appearance, your personality, your worth as a person, that's different. Sunny, especially for women. Anya, especially for women. Audience applause. Joy, men get criticized too. Anya, they do. Joy, so why does every conversation end up becoming about women? A brief silence falls over the table. Anya remains composed. Anya, because we're talking about my experience. Audience applause. Joy leans back slightly. Joy, fair answer. Anya, and my experience is that women are often expected to be grateful, available, successful, humble, confident, but not too confident. Sarah, that's true. Anya, you're supposed to be ambitious, but not intimidating. Honest, but not emotional. Private, but somehow still relatable. Audience, applause grows louder. Whoopee, that's exhausting just listening to it. Anya, it can be. Joy, but isn't that changing? Anya, slowly. Joy, you don't think younger generations have more freedom? Anya, I think they have more opportunities to speak openly. Sunny, which isn't the same thing. Anya, exactly. Speaking openly doesn't mean you'll be heard fairly. Joy, so what's the solution? Anya, more grace. Joy, that's it? Anya, it's a start. Audience applause. Anya, we don't know what anyone else is carrying. That applies to actors, hosts, viewers, everyone. Joy smiles slightly. Joy, you're very diplomatic. Anya, occupational hazard. Audience, laughter. Whoopee, I don't know. I think she's just thoughtful. Joy. Well, let me ask something less diplomatic. Audience, laughter and murmurs. Joy. Do actors care too much about what strangers think? Anya laughs softly. Anya, probably. Joy, really? Anya. Actors are human beings. Most people care what others think of them. Joy, not me. Whoopee, that's not true. Audience, laughter. Joy, fine. I care a little. Anya, I think we all do. Sunny. Social acceptance is part of being human. Anya, exactly. Joy. So how do you stop yourself from getting caught up in it? Anya takes a moment before answering. Anya. By remembering that public opinion changes constantly. Joy, that's healthy. Anya. And by focusing on the people who know me when the cameras aren't on. Audience, soft applause. Anya. The people who tell me the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Whoopee. Those are the people you keep close. Anya, exactly. Joy. But you still read things about yourself occasionally, don't you? Anya smiles knowingly. Anya, sometimes. Joy, why do that to yourself? Anya, curiosity. Audience, laughter. Anya, human beings are curious by nature. Joy, and does it ever make you angry? Anya considers the question. Anya, it used to. Joy, what changed? Anya, I realize that most opinions online aren't actually about me. The audience becomes quiet. Anya, they're often reflections of someone's frustration, expectations, or assumptions. Sunny, that's true for everyone online. Anya, exactly. Joy, so you don't take it personally anymore? Anya, I try not to. Joy, try? Anya, I'm still learning. Audience, applause. Whoopee. That's probably the most honest thing anyone said today. Joy, I'll admit something. Audience, interested murmurs. Joy, I came into this conversation thinking we were going to disagree more than we have. Anya smiles. Anya, we still might. Audience, laughter. Joy, probably. Whoopee, and that's okay. Joy, it is okay. Anya, I don't think disagreement is the problem. Joy, what is? Anya, forgetting that disagreement doesn't have to mean disrespect. Audience, loud applause. Whoopee, there it is. Sunny, that's the conversation right there. Audience, applause continues as the hosts exchange glances. Whoopee, when we come back, we're going to talk about Anya's new project, but also why this conversation is resonating with so many people already. Joy, and yes, we're still going to disagree about a few things. Anya, I wouldn't expect anything less. Audience, laughter and applause as the show heads to break. Audience, applause as the show returns from its final commercial break. Whoopee, we're back with Anya Taylor-Joy, and I have to say, this has turned into one of the more thoughtful conversations we've had in a while. Audience, applause. Joy, which means people online are probably already arguing about it. Audience, laughter. Anya, that's almost guaranteed. Sunny, but hopefully they're listening too. Whoopee, before we wrap up, let's talk about your new project because we don't want your publicist giving us dirty looks backstage. Audience, laughter. Anya, please do. I promise I came here to talk about the work. Joy, see? We finally agree on something. Audience, laughter and applause. Sarah, your new film explores identity and the pressure people feel to live up to expectations, which is funny considering where this conversation went today. Anya, it really is. Sunny, did making the film change the way you think about yourself? Anya, it did. Whoopee, how so? Anya, I think it reminded me that we're all performing different versions of ourselves depending on where we are. Joy, that's true. Anya, we're different with our families, our friends, our coworkers. Joy and television hosts. Audience, laughter. Anya, exactly. Whoopee, speak for yourself. I'm exactly the same person everywhere. Joy, that's terrifying. Audience, loud laughter. Anya, the difference now is that people feel pressure to turn every part of their lives into content. Sunny, that's a lot to carry. Anya, it is. And I think giving ourselves permission not to share everything is healthy. Audience, applause. Joy, I still believe public figures need to accept criticism. Anya, I agree. Joy, but I also understand your point about boundaries a little better now. Audience, applause. Anya, and I understand your point that audiences invest time, money, and emotion into the people they support. Joy, look at us finding common ground. Whoopee, miracles happen every day. Audience, laughter. Anya, I think most disagreements become productive when people stop trying to win and start trying to understand. Audience applause. Sunny, that's a message a lot of people need right now. Whoopee, especially online. Joy, definitely online. Whoopee, thank you for being willing to have this conversation. Anya, thank you for having it. Joy, and thank you for not running off stage. Audience laughter. Anya, it crossed my mind. The audience laughs as Joy playfully places a hand over her heart. Joy, ouch. Whoopee, everybody, Anya Taylor-Joy. Audience, standing ovation and applause. Anya waves to the audience as the hosts stand and thank her once again. As the show ends, clips from the conversation begin circulating online almost immediately. Viewers share short moments from the discussion across social platforms, with many highlighting Anya's comment. Accountability and access are not the same thing. Others focus on her statement that disagreement doesn't have to mean disrespect. Some viewers praise Joy for asking direct questions that many people at home were thinking. Others applaud Anya for staying calm, thoughtful, and composed throughout the conversation. Entertainment commentators describe the exchange as a rare example of a disagreement that remained respectful without losing its honesty. By the afternoon, reaction videos, discussion posts, and opinion pieces begin appearing across social media. Some viewers argue that celebrities need to accept greater scrutiny because their careers depend on public attention. Others believe Anya raised important concerns about privacy, boundaries, and the expectations placed on women in the entertainment industry. Many agree on one thing: the conversation felt genuine. After the show, sources close to the production say the hosts and Anya continued talking backstage for several minutes. There were no hard feelings, no dramatic exits, and no off-camera arguments, just an honest exchange of different perspectives. Later that evening, viewers continued debating the segment online, with thousands sharing clips and discussing where they stand. Was Joy right about the responsibilities that come with fame? Or did Anya make the stronger case for boundaries and respect? Share your opinion in the comments and subscribe to the Star Talks for more real talk show stories.